Welcome back to the Full Force Movie News Burst Weekly Roundup, brought to you by GeneralsJoesReborn.com with me, Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80, and Justin, Generals Joes Bell. In these incredibly irregular movie-related episodes, we bring you all the news from the G.I. Joe movie world. What is it, Justin?
It's the Full Force Movie News Burst Weekly.
Yay! Perfect, as always. Now, I've already explained on the previous weekly, but my Zoom has been playing silly buggers. So I don't have my microphone set up for this one because it's just not jiving. As soon as I get that sorted, I won't have this problem again. But yeah, typical, isn't it, really? I have to do this and then technical issues every time.
I guess without technical issues, I wouldn't have a job. So, I mean, I shouldn't complain too much, but...
That's very true. Necessary evil, I guess. Where were you when I was having technical issues? Anyway, right, sorting your own stuff out. I know. Yeah. Well, we've had a couple of fun little news stories pop up in the week. I didn't actually end up doing news bursts of them individually, but thought they'd make for nice little kind of discussion topics for the weekly. And we'll start off then in Ninja Strike Gear news. I have no idea how we missed this, but a commercial for the Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins Ninja Strike Gear was released, and it is super fun. Thanks to Phil Donnelly, who noticed the commercial last week when he was browsing YouTube videos. He shared it with me, and I was blown away and rather miffed that I hadn't caught it earlier. The Toys R Us Philippines Facebook page had actually posted the video some time ago, so it had been out there. In the commercial, a child utilizes all of the fun roleplay gear, including the weapon sash, science sickle sets, morning light sword, and that awesome special missions mask. The kid even squares up to a ninja cloud ghost creature at the end. Pretty fun stuff. Justin, how awesome was this just hiding away from us all this time?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it's not, G.I. Joe commercials aren't, they're not a dime a dozen, and having one so clearly geared towards kids is always fun. So I thought that was really neat. Yeah, I liked checking that out.
I think also not having cable and watching kids like channel specific shows means that I don't pick up on a lot of the commercials that they do. Usually Hasbro will send a press pack out with all of commercials and video clips and images and all sorts when they do something like this. So it's pretty surprised that this one kind of slipped by and didn't really get much in the way of I don't know. Did you see it? I mean, you must see kids TV channels all the time.
I actually don't, believe it or not. I mean, it's weird kind of how the landscape has changed. And I mean, my eldest daughter, 16 years old, she watches football, but
she watches football and snuff movies.
Well, if she watches the snuff movies, she's up in her room. I don't see those, but
I'm joking. I'm joking, by the way, viewers. I just was trying to think of the most shocking, offensive thing to say, and I think I found it. I think
you hit the nail on the head.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so no, she watches football as sports, and that's pretty much it. And then my youngest daughter is it's YouTube. I mean, she doesn't really have a favorite TV show she watches. It's just she has YouTubers instead of TV programs. So
which is probably why this slipped by us in effect, isn't it? Because like you say, the landscape's changed. People don't really don't consume TV in that way necessarily as much anymore, do they?
Yeah. No, I really don't think so. Yeah, I mean, the only time my wife was kind of laughing because our TV broke a little while ago. So we bought a moderately priced TV, which is like a 48-inch flat panel, which is probably more than we really need. Smart TV, just for the heck of it.
Plunged into the dark ages.
And so far, we've pretty much watched sports on it, and that's it. It spends most of its time being shut off. But
that's what happens, isn't it? I guess. It's funny how life has become a time vacuum where you just don't have any of it anymore. Especially and I think that's why these come in handy, because I can watch stuff in situations like when I go to bed. I can just watch something on my phone, rather than have to sit down and watch the TV. And so I know that sounds I have to that's some sort of really difficult thing.
Yeah, when I drive, I can drive my family a little crazy too, because when I sit on the couch and actually watch sports, I've usually got my laptop on my lap and I'm kind of doing some writing and doing some stuff like that. And can't you just sit and watch?
Enjoy it?
And not really.
It's multitasking, exactly. Multiple stimuli thing. I'm the same. I'm usually watching TV from this position with the laptop here doing work, and every now and again browsing over to see what's kind of going on. I hardly watch anything properly now, and it'll only be because I've got it on the phone. Something we talked about last week was that Master of the Universe cartoon, and I've actually kind of like, because I had watched it, all the way through, but not properly. Like it had just been like background stuff, and I kind of caught glimpses of things. So I decided to give it a proper watch after we spoke about it. And you're right, my God, that thing is a proper show, man.
Oh, it's awesome! Yeah,
really
it was a lot of fun. I've seen that the action figures are actually starting to be found in Walmart, and I'm not real wild about the action figures, not very nicely articulated, but supposedly they're going to be doing them in the Masterverse style, like the tall 7-inch figures with those designs. And I might have to pick up some of those, but yeah, I mean, it's just completely discards anything you ever thought you knew about Masters of the Universe, just goes whole hog into something new and different, and does it really well. I think it's kind of a case study of how you can reinvent a brand and do it successfully. And I think we talked about before, it's almost surprising. You go on social media and you find like even the long-term fans from the 80s seem to prefer this show over the one that was actually written for the long-term fans of the 80s in Revelation. So it's pretty interesting, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm find myself really looking forward to, kind of the next half of the episodes that are going to air at some point. And I've actually revisited, for somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of spare time, it's a luxury for me to watch things more than once. And I've actually found myself revisiting a couple moments of that show, just because I really, especially kind of the and we're not really on the G.I. Joe movie topic, but the kind of the gradual ramp up where you meet, Keldor and Kronos and Evelyn kind of before they become, and even I don't remember Beastman's real name, Rex something or other, but you meet them. I think it's Ralph. But you meet them kind of before they become who they are, and you kind of see them grow into that role, and it's a lot of fun.
I did not.
Really great job.
Even though I believe Trapjaw's name is known, isn't it? In any way,
it is. Yeah,
I didn't put two and two together, even though I knew that Cronus was, his name as well. I didn't think. I'm looking at him and thought, I wonder is he going to turn into Skeletor? Like, just thinking like maybe that's not his real name. Like, not really paying full attention the first time around. And then when he gets the jaw, I'm like, of course. How did I forget that? So
it's really bizarre too, because they actually don't use a lot of names. They don't. It's not if you don't have that pre-existing knowledge, you don't necessarily like Ram Ma'am. I mean, I would have had no idea she was a play on Ram Man until she said, call me Ram Ma'am. And I would have gone, oh, that is.
Honestly, I was thinking at the time when she got her powers, and I'm thinking she hits stuff with her helmet, but I couldn't. I was thinking maybe Ram Man, but I was like, I was being like, maybe she's just a completely new character,
right? And
then she called it, she got called Ram Mam, and I saw it written on the because we tend to have the subtitles on, just because again, like if I'm watching something from a distance and you don't want to be too loud in an apartment complex, so we tend to have that on. And I saw it written, and I'm like, oh right, of course. But yeah, I do like that. Anyway, this has gone completely off the rails.
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
It's the Masters of the Universe commercial. Movie News Burst Weekly.
That's what it has been twice now in a week.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks. I really love this commercial. Thought it was really cool. And I have to admit, I do love the role play gear. Had I been a kid, I'd have been all over it. I've only got the mask. That's because Hasbro sent it to me. I would have bought it had I seen it. And I haven't picked up any of the other sets yet, even though I desperately want to. And I have seen them in Walmarts, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I'm umming and erring, but I'm definitely going to have to pick those up. Even after seeing this commercial, I think I'm going to have to pick them up.
So it worked then? It got you hooked?
Of course it does. Everything works on me. I'm like the worst. I've got the weakest mind. I'm like, Jedi mind tricks work on me if I'm just watching the movie.
They put a lot of effort into it. They just had to put on a little text that said, Chris, remember role play sets? And you'd be like, I got to go to Walmart now.
I'm on it. If I see them, usually I buy them. But I think I was in a Walmart and I saw the Sai and the sickle set and I didn't pick them up, and I should have done, and I will. Yeah. I will definitely do that now. Anyway, that'll be on next week's What I Got In for the weekly. Anyway, next up, in behind the scenes news, one of the incredibly talented members of the Snake Eyes stunts team, Saori Izawa, posted an amazing video on Twitter of the behind-the-scenes knife fight sequence that didn't make it into the final cut, pun intended, of the Snake Eyes film. And boy, is it insane. I'm not entirely sure who would have performed the fight, or indeed where it would have taken place in the film. Scarlett in the bathroom, maybe, possibly. But nevertheless, it is incredibly fast and very complex. Justin, did this blow you away when you saw it? Because it did me.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. I get conflicted with these things because I love seeing them, but it's just a reminder of kind of what the Snake Eyes movie should have been without all the kind of jump cuts and stuff. But this was an amazing, fantastic choreography. You know, just she's obviously got some real skills, and it's awesome to think about kind of where they would have slotted this into the movie. Possibly Scarlett, maybe Akiko somewhere, some other like deleted scene with Akiko. I don't know, but yeah, it was fantastic. I think they did it was really great. I'm glad they're sharing this stuff, even if it does add a little bit of frustration that it wasn't in the movie, but it's still really awesome to see it. I
have to agree with you on that. I think, and also like I was racking my brain. I thought, well, maybe it would have happened in like the end fight sequence somewhere, like, you know, they'd have like focused on something happening at that point. Yeah. But even then, like it's quick, it's mind-numbingly agile. Like you can hardly see what they're even doing half the fight. It kind of reminds me of that really cool move that Winter Soldier did when he kind of like flips it and catches it in midair as he's doing. I mean, that was also next level. But this is like it's almost like dangerously realistic, but only it's obviously choreographed, but still mental speed. Yeah, it looked really amazing, really amazing. Wish it could have been in the film, 100%. But you're right, it would have suffered from the jumpy. Yeah, I don't think it would have had the same effect. Yeah. Nah, not at all. But anyway, that was really cool and really awesome to kind of see. Video is in in the links below on this one as well, so you can check that out if you haven't seen it already. Amazing Twitter post, amazing Twitter page, actually. Just follow her on Twitter because she's posting some awesome stuff. She's got an amazing YouTube video that is it's almost like a show reel. She's got a show reel on YouTube, which is incredible. So check that out. And then finally, in Japanese cuisine news. The official Japanese G.I. Joe Jet Black Snake Eyes Twitter account posted images of movie-themed dishes at the Kozo sushi chain in Japan recently. The restaurant featured shows Snake Eyes banners, themed dishes, and even Arashikage branded bowls. Not gonna lie, I need to go there now. Also, I need all that movie branded stuff. I have a problem. A quick Google Translate gave us some insight on what it was all about, including the phrase unprecedented ninja terrorism. Amazing. Justin, could you charter the General's private jet to Japan stats, please? I'm on it. I'll go out to the helipad right now and get that taken care of. The General Joe's copter takes you to the. It's like the Thanos copter, only it says General's Joe's on the side. It's like spray painted over it over Thanos. But I mean, this looks super fun. I would love to go, but I'm so gutted that there's just no way that's happening before they close it. I hope that's not like a testament to the food, that the food is considered unprecedented ninja terrorism. Like after you eat it, your guts are going to be terrorized. Well, the entire post translated from Japanese by Google. Obviously, this always happens with translations. It's not always spot on. There's always a bit of a awkward and funny phrases come out of it. But it says, Snake Eyes, prepare for an unprecedented ninja terrorism with Jet Black collaboration. So JFLA Holdings, Kozo Sushi Group, and Chitoshi Onsen and Raven campaign held. Don't know what that means. And then it gives a list of all of the cool stuff that you can get. Jet Black tuna set, Jet Black with wings, Jet Black miso ramen, Jet Black mapo tofu fried rice set, and a Ninja limited Jet Black hot spring, etc. Enjoy Arashi's secret food and hot water. Now, I guess that means Arashikage's, but yeah, secret food and hot water. I love that. Beautiful. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It is. But I really want to do this, and I want those Arashikage branded. I want those movie themed things. Like I have such a problem. I gotta think maybe you'll be able to find those on eBay at some point. Maybe I don't know. Those are the kind of those esoteric things that
may or may not become more widely available later. But it's also one of those cool things that not everybody's going to get their hands on. So I think that would be really awesome.
You're right. I'm definitely going to try. I'm going to try.
Yeah, you should.
I'm 100% going to try because I
prepare yourself for unprecedented ninja terrorism.
Don't I always?
You can do it.
Don't I always? I mean, the Full Force Movie News Burst Weekly has prepared me for unprecedented ninja terrorism ever since I started this. So absolutely brilliant. Anyway, it was definitely worth talking about, and it's definitely worth making clear. You can check out their Twitter page. Again, links in the description. And just marvel at the awesome Snake Eyes banners and theme stuff that's on show. It looks amazing. Wish I were there. Anyway, Justin, moving on then and into the final segment of the show, and that's in Virtual Running Club update news. Right, we are taking part in the Virtual Running Club Snake Eyes Movie Challenge, and now it's time to share our progress. I'm going to tell you mine first, and it ain't changed much from last week. I'm off the meds now. So, yes. So my next thing after this recording is hitting the basketball court.
Nice.
So that's going to be my thing. And I'm going to try doing the 5K with the basketball because I'm going to map my run and see what kind of times I get out of that.
Beautiful.
And then maybe start attempting the 5K soon because we don't have much time left, really, do we, to get these done?
No. And I'll tell you, I was all ramped up to kind of get ready. And I hit the treadmill this week, targeting to get that 5K in or get a 5K in to kind of prepare for it. And by mile 2 1/4, my hamstring gave out. So I'm, I don't know what that means. I was cooking. I was going really fast, making some good timing, and then just like totally killed me. So it's doing okay. It's not torn. It might be pulled a little bit, but I'm gonna have to try to recuperate it a little bit. And
mate,
I don't know.
I did not know that. I had no idea. Man, this is
I've overtaken you on Wednesday, but I mean, it's your chance, man.
I've overtaken you in the possible finish it before the end of the month maneuver.
If I do it, it may be in a walking pace. We'll have to see. I've finished. I technically finished the 5K. I walked like the last mile, or kind of hobbled on the treadmill the last mile. And I've been stretching it every day, and it's feeling a little bit better. But I'm just a little gun shy about going at a full sprint.
Dude, I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's what happens when you get old, I guess, huh?
Yeah, things just start snapping and pinging and doing all sorts of weird stuff.
It's crazy. I mean, when I was running outside, I remember I went for a run in the winter at one point. I was running downhill, and I hit some ice, and I just like literally went down, and my leg was like covered in blood, and my hand was like all mangled. And I got up and I ran like the 2 miles home, and I was fine. And that was only like 2 or 3 years ago. And then here it is Wednesday, and I'm just like, oh my God,
buddy,
done. But
well, hopefully you can recuperate, rest up and recuperate, and get on those 5Ks before
we got to the end of October. Is that right?
I think it's like, I think the registration is to October the something. I'm not sure when the cutoff date is. Do you know what? It's probably worth checking that out so we can actually, tell people when the cutoff date is.
That's a good idea. How long do I have to finish the challenges? You haven't.
10/30/2021.
Yep.
End of the month then.
End of the month.
Sugar Plum Fairies. Okay.
So we got to get on that.
30th of October. We do have to get on it. But we've both had our setbacks, medical setbacks. And now I think we can just go right.
And you know what? I mean, technically, even though I didn't like plan it this way, like I did the 5K, even though it was half run, half walk. And it took me almost an hour, so I almost kind of took care of 2 of them in one shot. But
what's the furthest you can go in an hour? 5K.
5K, yeah, there you go.
Done. Check.
But I'm not going to count that. I'm going to have to. I'll try to spend the next week or two, getting rehabbed, and then hopefully,
man,
give it a shot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wow, pretty doomed. Virtual Running Club news there, guys, but we will keep trying. And if you are doing it yourselves, feel free to
be in better shape than us. I mean,
definitely. We've got 1 broken kidney and 1 broken leg at the moment. So good. Like I said, let us know how you're getting on in the comments. And even you might even have already completed it. Let us know. Rub it in our faces.
Exactly.
We can't wait. And we'll let you know how we get on either next week or whenever we do the next weekly, hopefully next week. It is rather irregular. It's not, also, I will say now that going forward, it is just G.I. Joe movie news. It's you know, Snake Eyes is involved in that, but at the same time, it's anything going forward. So any news that we get movie related, we might even start talking about the Transformers stuff soon, Justin, because there's some really interesting stuff going on there too, isn't there?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they just showed didn't they show some pictures of the Autobots and the Decepticons from the upcoming movie? So, I mean,
the vehicles look great.
Yeah, the vehicle modes anyway. Yeah.
Jazz is a Porsche.
Yeah.
That looks amazing.
Is that Jazz? I thought I heard some like discrepancy about how that wasn't going to be Jazz, like it was going to be Mirage or something like that. But he looked like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I
just assumed looking at it, so I could be wrong.
It looks like Jazz, but I don't know.
But definitely Prime looks great. So
Prime looks awesome. Yep. Scourge looks pretty awesome.
Totally. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. Well, you know, we may cover that. We'll see how it goes. But and also we'll see how good Justin's availability is, because he's getting destroyed at work, aren't you, mate? But anyway. Thanks anyway, buddy, for jumping on. Really appreciate it. Apologies to everyone for the Zoom issues that caused us to have slight audio problems. Hopefully it doesn't sound as bad when I end up editing all this together. But anyway, that brings us to the end of another episode of, what is it, Justin?
The Full Force Movie Newsverse Weekly.
Exactly. Massive thank you to my awesome co-host, Justin Bell. See you next time. And as always, after 3, 1, 2, 3... Full Force! Perfect. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.